You better not ask for nothing. 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 Feeding you greatness, everything you need. Pull up to the table and fulfill, Jill B. We got the last week for the culture and what's trending. Foolishness and friends, everything in between.
But y'all not listening when we say don't ask for nothing. Whatever you need,
anything, everything, all things,
you'll be fulfilled right here. Tune in, turn up.
Turn up.
Jeez.
Hello, and welcome everybody. It is Keem. No, it's not. I'm so used to hearing him say that shit. No, it's not. It's Moni. It's G. And we have that at. I just want to say that sometimes in your life you have an off week. Last week, two of us had an off week. And today, Brother Keem, where is you? Where are you? We need you.
Wow.
All right. We are, oh no, geez, you weren't even showing. So Keem usually does our little like direction and stuff. He is our director. So I am on the ones and twos tonight. Feels good. All right. Let's get into this little convo. But I feel like we need our brother.
We're going to hold him down till he get here.
Hold him down. First of all, let's talk about what are we going to do without him? We're just going to fight like through the screen. Okay.
We ain't got nobody to referee.
Let's talk about this election.
Ooh.
Topic number one.
Who won? Did Jeesh vote? Is he a Republican?
The people want to know. And I'm honestly like, though, and y'all, these were actual questions that came up. Is Jeesh a Republican? Is he going to vote? And I mean, I don't have all the details.
Well, watch the episode to find out.
Let's start out right here. Are we ending friendships over the 2020 presidential election? So we put out a little poll, and if you follow us, you might have seen in the poll, and we'll post those results. Some people were like, yes, period. If you don't agree, and it wasn't even if you don't agree with me, it was some things are too important and Trump is not supportive of those things, and I can't let that slide. You know, I guess I could be more specific. It's so silly, like being vague. So Trump has not like really been gung-ho about Black Lives Matter. That's important to me. So if that's not something that's important to you, then we have a fundamental difference in character and beliefs, you know?
So are you falling out with your friends, Moni, over politics?
I mean, we fight all the time, but clearly not. We're still here. No, let me stop because I'm playing around. But I mean, you can also answer if you want. We can go around before we delve into this. Did you vote? Who did you vote for?
Did Jeesh vote?
Dum, dum, dum.
I am not Republican. I did not vote.
Okay.
Y'all didn't need my vote. You see, y'all didn't even need me.
What state are you in?
I am in the red states.
Red is my lips.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I had to be more specific. It was a couple of red states. I'm in Ohio right now.
And you can, and you still feel like your vote is not important, even though those states are red.
I mean, these states is red. No, actually, honestly, yeah, I just didn't vote. I ain't got no excuse, but it was a little bit of forks in the road and some some obstacles. But yeah, I didn't vote. I actually was kind of bummed out, but it's okay. 1 year, I guess, won't hurt.
But did you have a desire to vote? You said some obstacles came up that you couldn't vote, but did you have a desire to vote?
Yes, I actually felt like this was an important election, and I did want to be, a voter and whatnot. It helped to help my people out. I know numbers. There's strength in numbers, so I wanted to be there with my folks. Congratulations again to Biden and Kamala. Mala. See, I got her name right.
Funny. You so funny. I feel like you're being petty right now.
No, because I had misspoke and I had said Kamisha, and I just wanted to make sure I got the first lady's. The VP name correct.
You seriously made a mistake?
Yeah, because I know a Kamisha, so like cross tongues. But yes,
wow, disrespectful
to Biden and Kamala. I said I misspoke. Congrats to Biden, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris.
Yes, I'm happy that they won. Obviously, like I do not believe that Biden is perfect. I'm gonna tell you a little story. I always got a story. I work with the youth. And obviously the conversation about the election came up and we talked about it. And there were some of the students who were saying that Trump was not a liar. He would tell the truth and Biden was a liar. So obviously, like, they're young. I'm not trying to influence their thoughts and tell them what to think. I want to be around them and help them how to think, right. Do research, figure things out, follow your intuition. What do you feel is the best, whatever. But it's like, what do you tell a kid who's like, Trump never lies or whatever? And then I'm like, where I'm going with this is that Biden also has told lies. So like my rationale to them was just, both of them have told lies. We have seen people tell lies before. Like, you're human. You've told lies before. Does that make you a horrible person? And like, so look at that person and like, are they trying to make amends? Are they talking about what the lies that they told in the past or the things that they did wrong? And are they trying to do something about it? And I was like, the only thing like I could give them that was not me going like, are you playing with me?
Right. I actually got into it. Well, not into it, but we had like a little exchange, me and a friend, before the results came in. It got kind of heated. Well, not heated, but like it rubbed both of us. We rubbed each other the wrong way, I guess, in the conversation. But like,
what was it about exactly?
Just as kind of the same thing, like kind of just trying to put, putting one candidate over the other, like, and I was just kind of basically putting them in the same light. And we were kind of getting into it.
Who are you in defense of?
Well, I'm always devil's advocate. So they were just like,
Jeez.
No, because the conversation was basically like you said, they were just saying like, oh, Trump, they was like, Trump tell lies and Trump is this and Trump is that. And I was just more so like, well, they're both politics and they're both politicians and they both lie. And okay, like, as well as Biden does this.
Hey, baby.
Scheme.
Now we can say it again. It's Kim, it's Moni, it's Jade, and we are.
I don't think his mic is on.
Oh. Deadly. Oh, he's there. Okay,
you hear me? Yeah, it's a little low, but we hear you. But yeah, so I was just doing that, and then we kind of just like was like, all right, we're gonna just end the conversation. And then like when she called back, I ain't answering.
So you were playing devil's advocate, saying that you were in support of Trump, or not support, giving them a different perspective.
Well, I was just basically saying like, okay, like the same thing you're saying about Biden is the same way people feel about Trump. So it's like, just make sure like you're not being one-sided about it. Like,
was she for Trump or for Biden?
She actually wasn't voting either. So,
so you're a part of the conversation.
So yeah, we would. That's how That's how we started off like on the same team. Like yeah, fuck this shit, and then it was like, but no, hold on, like.
So now you want a dog in this fight. How does that go?
But we haven't even talked since, honestly. But everything is good. We just, time away from us.
Friendships, it's not over, but I had a little break.
We just had a little spat, and we just gave each other space. But it ain't like we wasn't like even yelling over the phone. We were just more so like, yeah, and I'm saying, I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying, it was like one of those type of things. Okay. But it didn't get too crazy. That's why I was like, it's not a big deal, but it was because we definitely were like, no. But what I'm saying is,
right?
It was like at the end of the day, neither one of us even made it down to the polls, so it was just funny. Like the politics just gets infiltrated in our heads, and we just be acting crazy. But congrats to the winners.
Yes, congrats. If anything, I'm super happy like that Kamala Harris is the vice president. I think it's good for representation. I think that is a very real thing. We all know about manifestation. You got to see it to believe it. And there's a lot of brown girls out there. And now that once you see what is possible, you can like dream towards that. Sometimes you don't even know what's possible for you. People will tell you, but you don't know that it's possible. And I think seeing her in that position is really cool and like good for little brown and black girls of America.
Steam, how you feeling about the election?
It's very refreshing that we don't no longer have a demon in the White House.
Period.
Do we give them like a grace period? Like how soon are we like anxious to see like take action?
January.
Well, he's not president until January, but he's already done the first thing he said he was going to do, which is appoint a COVID task force to get in front of this bullshit so that we can stop wearing masks. And he put a black woman on the board as a co-chair.
Okay, okay, bye, Bean.
You know what I am happy about?
What?
Sorry. I'm happy that now I think people are more informed now than ever before. People understand about the Senate and the House, and they're doing local elections.
Yes.
And they're like, do some research. You want to know more about these people, even if it's a conspiracy theory, like whatever. Like you're reading something, like it's better than like it has been before. Of like my experience, people were just like literally just voting for Democrat or Republican.
Right.
I will never
educating themselves.
Never. Even the people in politics. I will never forget. I was watching New York One. I used to watch it every morning before I was going to school. And they showed, I think it was a Democratic, some sort of convention, whatever. So there were Republicans. They were all sitting on one side wearing red. And there were Democrats. They were all sitting on one side wearing red. I'm not even lying. This is on fucking TV. Every time the Democrats said something, all of the blue side stood up and clapped. Everybody else was silent. Every time a Republican said something, all the Republicans stood up and clapped. Nobody else said something. So I'm like, there's no way you believe with every single thing that the person is saying, and you can't single yourself out as an individual to clap for something you agree with. Woo!
It's crazy. So one thing that I've noticed, like extremists are making this extreme. I've seen somebody say that we've made Biden a black hero or a black legend, but we'll wait and see what he does. That at all. That has nothing to do with it. We wanted change, which was Trump out because he is clearly extremely negative. He does not shut down negativity and violence. And it's been heavy on everybody to see this. So Biden is a huge change to see something lighter in the White House. We've been stressed for 4 years seeing the bullshit with hints of entertainment because Trump was a fool. You know what I'm saying? Trump was a fool, but people are going to the extreme saying that we're making him a black legend and we're believing in him and this and that. Like we've said on this podcast a million times, they are not our knight in shining armor. They are not our God. They are not our Lord and Savior. But we needed a change that would be lighter, that would be more positive. Biden, time and time again, in his speeches have said, it's not a blue and red thing. It is a worldwide thing. There's unity. And these people are in the hot seat, like Mo said, because people are woke. People are in the hot seat to do what's right for us, people with melanin in their skin. Okay? If you pay attention since the election,
what up?
Since the election, they, including these the president and the vice president, have acknowledged Black people and Black women as being the reason for them being there and fighting for the change.
Woo, did you
they
see
have
that
acknowledged all of it, huh?
Did you hear Eva Longoria?
Yes, she said some bullshit about Latina women being
she was like
the driving force.
She was like, Black people, but Latino women were the real heroines.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then she backpedaled on all of it and took it all away. But nobody wants to hear that part. They still hate her life.
You better speak your heart, sis. I mean, she's
It's like you said what you said. She's like, I see how you might have taken it this way and taken it that way. Da, 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 da. As for me and my house is very unique as far as the way I'm moving and the things I need in life. And I was seeing shit that I was uncomfortable with, and for people in my community, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy for the change, period. I don't go to sleep thinking about, well, I did go to sleep thinking about Trump because he was so much, but I'm just hopeful for the change, believing in the people. And if you still don't believe that your vote don't count after literally watching these states change colors and red states go to blue states, and we literally watched the count, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Look at the way she's looking at us.
I was listening. That's my listening face.
Rebuttal, sir.
Oh no. I'm just anxious to see like the change in climate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to our girl Marie. She won her election. Marie is in it for the 13th in Delaware.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
Go Marie. Go Marie. You know, that's dope. Like, we had her on the show. You know, we gave her a little bit of our sprinkled out a little bit of our magic. She sprinkled a little bit of hers.
Yeah.
Voila.
We have
Congrats. That was dope.
So
thanks
amazing.
again, Marie.
I think something that like touched me with the election is I was watching, it was an old white lady, and it was on Instagram, you may have seen it. And she was crying in front of the TV. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy Biden won. I'm so happy Biden won. The girl was asking her grandma, why are you happy that Biden won? Because I get to keep my Medicare, because I get to keep my insurance. Real life shit. Like, this has affected her life directly, this president. She is one of those people that is not super rich. She done paid her dues. She's an older woman. She should be taken care of and not have to worry about if she's going to have insurance or not.
Right.
You know,
and a lot of people don't think about that. They feel like their vote don't count. It doesn't affect them. They're living life, period, without the president, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Again, we've said that as well. I still live my life. When Bush was there, I was still living my life. These presidents and these people don't dictate my moves and how things are going, but there are underlying things that they can take away from you that are basic human rights. There's progress that we've made in this world that Trump was trying to take away from people. Health insurance, rights to love, rights to live, health insurance. He promised health insurance and never presented anything for the 4 years that he was in office to change health insurance. So even though we feel like things don't affect us directly, think about the people around you. Immigration, immigrants. I've went to school with people who were not citizens, but they were working hard. They were going through school, and they had the possibility of losing everything that they've worked for in this world because of this one person. You can't just think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? In every situation. That's why we would encourage people, just go do it. Just go do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know whose life you're going to be changing, whose life is already being changed for good or bad.
This is a good segue. So,
okay, King with the word.
Yes, I'm sorry, G. Did you want to add anything before we seg?
I did not. Let's go to the next topic.
Okay. This is a good segue because I was saying, because the next topic is a psychic still a psychic if she gets shit wrong? So this, let it marinate for a second. So I don't know if any of you know, I follow a bunch of like, you know, Twitter psychics and tarot readers and, you know, witches and stuff. So a lot of these folks were predicting that Trump would win. And there was a very big spiritualist on Instagram that was and Twitter making the prediction. Trump is going to win. Trump is going to win. Trump is going to win. And then Trump did not win. And then you started seeing her post change to, well, it's not over yet. All these states were red. Now they turned blue. I think he was cheated. And I'm like, okay, yes, we have to wait until January to figure everything out. But like, how positive is this conversation now for your people? Like, are you so stuck on defending your position? Is that what it is? Because then what she continued to say was like, you're attacking me. Y'all were just waiting for me to be wrong. It's like, no, I feel like there's a certain difference between like blaming and being held accountable.
Yeah, you said you're psychic. You probably had answers.
So is a psychic still a psychic if she gets shit wrong?
I mean, I guess it depends on what your belief system is. I just think psychics are more so like, it's not like verbatim truth. They probably have certain intuitions or certain, beliefs that intertwine with patterns and reality. So it's like those patterns get interrupted sometimes. Or it could also be perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, hey, a beautiful man is going to walk into your life, and then the man might turn out to be a tranny. It's like, is she wrong still? No. It's a beautiful,
Now I'm in a same-sex relationship.
Like, I'm just saying, like, it might be more perspective. It may not be verbatim, or it may not be like cookie cutter what the person said. It might just be like, based off perspective. So maybe, Trump was winning at one point, I guess it looked like that. So maybe he just didn't, that wasn't the outcome.
To go as far as to say like he was cheated.
I've seen a couple articles about that, but I mean, there's been announced that he won, so whatever happened.
What you saying?
You said what?
Do you believe that he was cheated, Jeesh?
No, I don't know.
Do you not care, or do you not think about it? What is your?
Well, no, I hadn't thought about it. Once Biden won, it was like, okay, Biden won finally. Like, it's been a week since we've been waiting. But then, I had scrolled a couple articles on Instagram that, I raised my brow, like, oh, what happened? But I didn't really get into it, huh?
Not great.
What is the content of those articles?
Let me see. I think I might have had one saved. Bear with me, peoples. But it was like it was on somebody's story, and it was like breaking.
I don't think he's giving it to us fully. I'm about
to give you the shit that I seen. It was on.
He hasn't thought about it, but he got a saved article.
Jesus Christ! It was on somebody, because I'll save it so I could go back into it later, because I was really at work when I seen it, so I didn't have time to like dive into it. So I screenshotted it.
Like Julia said before when she was on, like, I don't think that this applies because there's really no work you can do as far as presidency. But she said, like, I can't really lay out your future. It's work that you have to do to get to the outcome that I'm giving you. So that means that everything that they say isn't going to be 100%. You know what I'm saying? It might be elements there that might not be seen or felt. I follow a psychic lady on Instagram, and she hasn't gotten everything wrong. She does these segments where it's called Predicted It, and she'll replay her YouTubes for things that are going on, politics, celebrities, whatever it is. But there's been moments that I've remembered she said something and the outcome didn't come that way, and she doesn't do a Predicted It for that. She doesn't blast it and make it a big deal, but she doesn't do her same Predicted It thingy. I haven't lost faith in what her abilities are or anything like that, but you don't always get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, get it right. You don't always get it right.
Yeah, I do think that like you can make a prediction and so many elements are involved, like you said. And I do think like I feel like if you get a reading for somebody and once you have that information, it changes your trajectory. It really does. Like her influence is huge. And I'm wondering, I don't know how, how heavy her influence is, but I'm sure there's a possibility that it affected the election in any small number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but she was also saying that she was not voting. And then I don't know. It's like weird for me. It's like, you're not voting. So then why even make the prediction at all? Like, is it something you're concerned about that you care about or not? Like, was the prediction even authentic? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so this lady was like, I'm not going to make that prediction about who the president is going to be. But one thing that she did say that's standing out in the climate that we are at right now is let's hope that Joe Biden gets sworn in. She said not elected, but sworn in. Let's hope that he gets sworn in.
Yes.
And look at where we're at.
So we're gonna, I don't know. I'm like, I know a lot of people, and then what happens after that is like all the people in the comments on the bandwagon saying, yeah, it's not over yet. He was cheated, blah, blah, blah. And I like, it angers me.
And it doesn't matter what they were for or against. It doesn't matter what they believe in or not. Some people just like that. You know what I'm saying? They like to put their energy into what ifs, something isn't right, the conspiracy of it all, the spookiness of behind the scenes and how shit isn't.
I think for me, it's just like it's 2020. So for one, we had a week-long election, like when we usually find out like that night, damn near. So it's like for me, I'm just interested into seeing how everything plays out from now until with all the hearsay, with all like the propaganda, with all the tension, because like some people are like pissed that like Trump lost and Biden won, you know what I'm saying? And there's some people who were just like, okay, like hope is restored, balance is restored. So it's like
they was dancing in the street.
They were dancing in the streets. They were fighting in the streets. They was rioting. They was fighting at the polls in Michigan. Like they was acting up. So it was like this. However you feel about it, it's a lot of energy, a lot of tension involved with this whole topic. So it's like, unfortunately, 2020, where nothing has like been normal. So it's just like even up until now. So even with them saying, "Hey, Biden and Kamala won," I'm just still like, okay, like I'm still on edge. Like I don't feel like a relief or like okay, like this is it. This is it. I'm still like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Like, cause it's 2020. Like
it's week long because of COVID. COVID has already made it crazy, and now that it's just so much going on.
Yeah, because I think like the cases are back up. They're talking about closing back down. So it's like we seen how it went the first time. So it's just like, okay, let's see how Biden will handle this.
Right.
I'm hoping, and I'm like, as soon as he's sworn in, let's hold him accountable. Like, what you going to do? I don't want to wait months, years. I want to plan now. I want dates.
I want my essential worker check.
Definitely, because I worked this whole shit.
Okay, that's what I want. Because it's crazy that our jobs have been able to pick and choose if they want to take part, if they want to cut the check, if they don't want to take part, blah, blah, blah. And I'm touching people with COVID every day. You know what I'm saying? So give me my money.
Give me my money.
I'm going to tell you what's happening in New York right now that's really weird. So with the school system, they have a Learning Bridges program for essential workers. So if you're an essential worker and your kid is in the Department of Education, the New York State school system, they have a program they can go to while you work. But if your kid is in a charter school or any sort of like alternative school, they were giving spots at the end of last year because it was, it was like, I don't know, what is it? Urgent, emergency, whatever. But now that things are more settled, those kids do not have anywhere to go. So I've literally talked to families who, I'm an essential worker. Now I have to pay for daycare for my kid because there's no school. This is not an expense that I like planned for because I always assume there will be a school building for the kid to go to.
Right.
So now I have to pay for the daycare. Now, if the kid is at daycare, you can't watch them where you're supposed to. They're on a computer. They're doing what they want. You know what I'm saying? It's such a weird situation where I feel like essential workers should be so supported no matter what, like we'll help you work it out. You're saving our people.
It's wild.
It's
like for that not to be essential, period.
If I'm coming to work every day, I have to find me somewhere where I could bring my kid.
Right. Right.
Well, they were taking sick days, using their vacation days and stuff like that while they figured out what to do. I'm like, that should not be the route. Like, on top of the fact that you're working, everybody's stressed out. It's a difficult time. Now you have to worry about making sure your kid is in a safe space. And like,
it's too much.
It's a joke.
It is. It really is.
Help the people. Come on, Mo, with the itchy gitchy ya. See you with the red lip and all the jewels and everything. Show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
She She dolled up today.
My cup is lit tonight.
I could tell with the straw.
I'm off tomorrow.
Okay.
Next topic, not the brightest thing in the world. King Von, what's up with the shy? Rest in peace, King Von.
R.I.P. brother.
Yeah, rest in peace, rest in power,
definitely rest in power.
Yeah. I actually discovered him not so long ago, but I really like his music. He was really, you know what I'm saying? I feel like with rap, always got to take a perspective. Like, it's wild, misogynistic, and violent, or whatever. Had no thoughts about that when I was younger. I'm an old lady now, so now I listen to it and I'm like, I'm done. Right? But it's fun. It's fun. It's fucking fun.
We all like our sprinkles of ratchet.
And he was a storyteller.
He was a storyteller. That's what made it really good.
One of my favorite ones from a storyteller was Mariah Lynn when she said, "Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe." That is, I enjoy a good story.
Well, he goes a little bit more in depth, so you might enjoy King Von.
Okay.
He goes a little bit more in depth than that, so you may enjoy him.
I mean, it's not very more in depth.
His story is unfortunate. Like, I seen that he was right about to release his new album, his debut album, and be something hot in the streets. And he left. Where was it? He left Carolina. Chicago. He left the Shy to leave the police because they were harassing him. And so, but why were they harassing you, my brother? Were they harassing you because you was a gangbanger there, and then you moved to the ATL and you was a gangbanger here, which was the result of your unfortunate passing at 26 with 2 or 3 kids? Like, are you going to plan your future or no? We got to think of that bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're part of that life, your chances to be dying is way higher. You know what I'm saying? They said that night was his album release party.
Yeah.
So maybe the gang knew where he was at that time and they popped up. Who knows? But I always ask the question, like, when you start making all that money, what is your passion behind continuing to do the street work? Why would you want to stay connected to that?
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that simple for people who are really in the streets. I don't think it'd be that simple to just drop everybody that you came up with. So that's one thing, but that's a very I agree with that perspective. But of course, for me, not to be a conspiracy.
You don't think what?
No, I said I do. I agree with you. I don't think it's that hard to just if you really in the streets and you come across fame or money or your careers take off. I don't think it'd be that simple to just drop everything. You know what I'm saying, and just leave everything behind.
So what would you have tied to the streets that would keep you there once you make it big?
Well, your associates, you know what I'm saying? Because you make it big, but you still may have close associates who got their hand in, both pots. I get what you're saying, Scheme, but I think you're simplifying it. I think you're simplifying it more than it could be. That's, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not simplifying it because I understand that once people are tied to the streets, they're committed to that life. T.I. is still doing it. He's damn near a mogul. But he's still getting shot up and getting gun charges and blah, blah, blah. I get it. It's a lifestyle. It's some shit that you're committed to. But I would feel like once you make it big and you're trying to, because most of the people, you're trying to take care of your family. You're trying to get out the hood. You're trying to make a change. Why not do the work to get there? Why would you still want to run around having gang wars in the middle of the street on the night of your album release party? It's some people's lifestyle. Some people like to be murderers and killers and drug dealers. And then this is the result of it.
I don't think that they like it. I feel like it is definitely a combination of circumstances and brainwashing, right? Just thinking about situations in Chicago, I did a little bit of research and got some statistics. It's of all the homicides and murders, it's young Black men between 18 and 29 where it's 70-something%, right? Majority, they're being killed by each other. So there's a culture in this city. So, and I don't know, a little bit of background watching YouTube documentaries. So they came out, I don't know the names of the gangs or whatever, not that deep into it, but they came out with like a diss, Tuka, whatever, started using it as a word. It was another gang's, like one of their members that died, and then they put it in a song, and then everybody all over the world or whatever is saying Tuka, 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 and that was their homeboy, whatever. So it's like, now they have this disrespect, this feud. Yes, I'm famous, but I'm still doing things that taunt you in the hood. So of course you coming for me. And I really think, like, I have had conversations with people, and it's like, yo, why are you doing these things? Like, you want so much better for yourself, so do better. Like, what is holding you back? But people really do think in like a street mentality way and cannot get out of that shit. It's like, yo, you can make moves in different circles with the skills and like the thought process that you have. You just need to move into a different circle. But it's like
Jay-Z.
Yeah. Yes. But that street cred and all that shit is a real thing. And people really hold that seriously. Like, I have watched like young Black men let that lead their lives. And I'm like, where's that going to lead you? You're loyal to something and someone that is not going to help your growth in no way at all. So what are you loyal to? Like, what are you like? This don't mean nothing.
And then you have to think about it. Like, if I'm, you know, a street guy and I get famous from being a street guy, like, why would I get famous and think I can talk about something else? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't all, like, the way it makes perfect sense to us, it's not that clear of a, you know what I'm saying, thought process. I don't think people, when you put in the spotlight, like, well, I'm saying, but that's just the whole goal. Like, yeah, you rap about it, but some people just feel like they have, you know, that they want to stay authentic, or the more you change, you kind of want to hold on to what's familiar or what you already know. So it could be even if you're not a street guy, it could be just like, if I get famous, I might want to still hold on to certain regular parts of my day to day that I might have to let go, like sleeping all the time. I'm like, oh, I gotta get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and it may be like, no, but I want to sleep. So maybe the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm famous now. I'm got access to this whole other world. Well, this is what I know. This is where I'm from. So,
and it makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah, you know. And then like I said, that's what he was getting, you know, his fame for. That's what he was known for, recognized for, like King Von. Like, so it's
and
like
murder charges and stuff like that. But again, I also think like it's circumstances. Like, and I think the comment had came up, like, no child ever dreams about being in the streets. It is a circumstance. Like, nobody ever grows up and says, like, this is the life I want to lead. They are either molded, influenced, they see that around them and they don't know anything else. So, like, this is the route you take. And people really do get caught up. I really do think that. And then when you're a young Black man in a city where people die, it was something like 400 and something homicides in the year, and only 144 of them were prosecuted. That means you die, nobody goes to jail, there's no retribution, there's no like solace for the family. That becomes the culture. You could kill somebody and nothing is going to happen.
And then it's like, how familiar does it sound? You die before your debut, and then your debut, you know what I'm saying, does numbers, and the whole world is singing your song. Like, we've seen this like very often, from him to Juice WRLD. I don't think
nobody's singing the songs, but
well, he debuted at number 14 since his death. He's debuted, and his album debuted at number 14. That's, you know,
did the album come out? I thought it was like 2 or 3 weeks away. Or is this old music?
No, that was his album release party, but the album debuted. The album
came out.
Yeah, it's like they do it like number 14 or something like that. So
I think there's a lot of other music out. Like, he already has videos and stuff. Like, things like 2 years.
So all his music is like on this now. All his music is like going up. You know, the same way they did with Juice WRLD.
Yeah, he already has music out. Okay.
The same way they did with Juice WRLD, XX. Like, I mean, I'm saying they did, but like these people who had somewhat of a, you know what I'm saying, fame, and then they pass along. So it's like, it's hard to be like, I mean, because it's like labels make more money off of you when you die.
But
but that's not forever. You think they rather get that one quick check?
You think these labels care that much about? You don't think that they look at us as numbers and replacements?
I get it, but that one quick check, your music isn't streaming forever. Vaughn wasn't that well known. The music typically goes up because people are intrigued to see who this person is. They want to know what they sounded like or what was going on. That money for somebody who's not that well known doesn't last forever.
But that's the thing, though. Sometimes you are like kind of made like immortal once you pass. Like, look how it happened with Aaliyah. Like, we still love Aaliyah. You know,
she was a hit maker and a movie star.
You can make her a movie star, but you can still
He
sell
wasn't
music.
that good.
What?
She was not.
Don't say that about Aaliyah. That's not even the conversation
Y'all do like to memorialize her and make her into something big.
No, they hyped up Aaliyah once she passed away, but she was a whisperer.
Well,
She didn't do nothing.
mediocre moves.
That's an opinion.
Sorry, she probably had a rough life with him. I feel bad about that part.
Are y'all even listening right now? Y'all just, first of all, y'all throwing shade. Then y'all just
shade. That's not shade.
It's not shade. People hyped her up once she passed away.
That's not where I was taking the conversation. Like, I was taking the conversation as opposed to saying people die and they're immortalized, and people in the industry actually can feed off of that more. So y'all opinion, not mine, saying Aaliyah wasn't that good.
She wasn't.
Regardless, well, that's an opinion. I disagree strongly.
I feel like, were you like really aware and alive at the time when Aaliyah was out making music and putting it out?
I was.
Were you like, are you listening to her after she died?
I was young. I was alive when she died. I was like in elementary school, but I was a huge fan. Also, I'm from Detroit, so I have a different view than y'all, and it's okay.
I just think, like, as far as like technically,
from my hometown.
Look at my animal.
You said what?
I said, look at my animal. As far as like technical ability and what she had to offer compared to the people at the time, she made hits because she had a good beat maker. She was messing with Timbaland and Missy, and they crafted that image. R. Kelly crafted that image. She had a little mediocre voice. She had some mediocre dance moves. She was like, it was nice to listen to. She was probably just coming into her own with that last album, to be honest, like being more of like a woman and an adult. But I don't like, she was not this great artist that she made out to be.
I think she became, I think part of her fame, not all of it, but part of her fame is the trendiness and the magic that she was able to create with her beat maker, which is Timbaland and Missy.
Absolutely.
Who are very legendary. But that doesn't take away from her persona. Like, we always talk about this all the time. Like, one, you could give anybody a song, but only certain people could pull it off. And that's just to say it in Aaliyah versus Beyonce. What Aaliyah did, Beyonce couldn't do, and what Beyonce's doing, Aaliyah wouldn't do. So it's like people, you know what I'm saying? People have what they're good for, and I think her persona, so her coolness, so you know what I'm saying, her dance in the videos, her tomboyishness, all of that is what played a part, and there was a lot of people who looked up to that more than anything, and there's plenty of artists like that. But we were getting off topic. What I was saying was, when artists pass, they become immortalized, and the labels kind of immortalize them, just because, like you said, they may not have been that big of a deal, but once they die, they become a big deal.
Yeah.
If King Von had not died, would we be having a conversation about him even right now? Yeah, you can't make him. You can't make him a movie star, but you can constantly sell his music, and then every anniversary you could put out an article and his shit a stream again. You know what I'm saying? The same way Whitney Houston was able to chart after she passed, or Michael Jackson.
But those people were charting before they passed.
Even after they passed, though, they were still immortalized. They're still able to sell music. You could drop if somebody drop a Whitney Houston article right now and say, "Oh yeah, this is her 10th anniversary death, or however long she's been passed away." That then you will go over to Apple and see a stream and sales. So I'm like, so that's just constant money. So that's all I'm saying is, like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times when these artists die and they're new and they're just coming to themselves, they kind of get immortalized because they're dead now, and people kind of hold on and kind of love like death almost. Like, so
I do think he's interesting. I think he's interesting, and listening to his music before he died, like, he was a storyteller, and what he was doing, I think, was very cool. And me, artists, I think, like, it's never about the actual content. You should write about your life experience. That's your life experience, and that's what you write about. But it's like, he did take that, and I feel like he took it and made it into art form, and you could see it. I don't know if you ever heard the video or saw the video for Take Her to the O. It's him in a therapist's office talking to some like white lady about his problems, and she's like, "You've been here for this many appointments and you still haven't said anything." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna break it down." And then he gets into the song, and it's the song.
Yeah.
So sitting there like, but it got me thinking, like, seriously, you take one of these, like, somebody who grew up in this sort of environment, and they go to sit in a therapist's office. How do you respond to that? Like, what's the help? Because that's where I'm at right now. Like, how do we fix this situation? There's like Black men dying and dying and dying, like, in the middle of our country. Nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's solving the crimes. There's no justice. So it's like, there's a problem here. Like, how do we fix it? You can't go to a therapist and say that. Like, how do you, What do you do after that? Like, yes, I talked about it, but people still want to kill me.
Right.
I don't know. But it's just like an interesting concept for me. And I feel super compassionate, and I don't know, it like makes me feel sad and weepy all the time, because I'm like, something needs to be done. Like, this amount of violence is not normal.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and nobody enjoys being in an environment like that. It's just
crazy,
not
like, because unfortunately his whole death is online.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy to see everybody like just in the streets around, like, you know, like they ran when they heard it, but they still were just like still coming back to it. You would have never seen me. I would have heard it, and you would have never seen. And I grew up around gunshots. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it. So it was just crazy to see, like you guys said, when you're in that life, you're in that life. You know what I'm saying? They still were there, peeking out the door, running back to him. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see it. And like I said, I'm not simplifying it, but it's just crazy because you understand your circumstance. You understand that you want to hustle to get out of it. You move saying that the police were harassing you, but I'm sure that still had ties to you being in a gang and doing shit that they want to be watching you for. And then you're in a whole new state, and the same is still following you. It's sad.
It is very sad.
So, you know,
I can't.
Sending the best to his family, his kids.
Yes.
He had kids.
I don't know if like I'm just a sucker. Like I can't place blame. I like, it's the circumstances. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And some people just cannot get out of that like cycle or get their thinking out of that mode. Like, it's survival mode.
Yeah.
People are pretty young too, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another factor.
We got our mind. We're like, okay, like they still, you know.
26.
Who 26? Thank you.
King Von was 26.
Oh,
you're 30.
I am not 30.
You're damn near 40. All right.
Yeah. But RIP to King Von. It's always tragic, you know, to hear about.
And I will be listening to the album because I need to hear what he sounds like.
Yeah. Listen.
So I'm gonna be adding to those streams.
Go to the video. Take it to the I suggest it. I think it's really good.
I will.
What's next on the menu? What's next on the menu?
We are in a time where it is very popular to be, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, y'all. Y'all ever seen CB4? Quick, like, sidebar. No, with Chris Rock. It's an old movie. He played a rapper that was trying to make it. I think it was like fashioned after NWA. Check that out. I think it came out in like the 90s or something.
I'll have to check it.
But that was one of the quotes from that. But how are you celebrating the holidays? It is in quotes because in this time of 2020 where we done changed Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day, we come around to the holiday of Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mm-hmm. And we know that these are not really holidays that are steeped in African tradition. After Black is King, you can
go.
I cannot stand King. No, but seriously, do we look at the holidays differently? Like, there's always been this thought about Thanksgiving, you know, about what it really is, like what actually happened between the Native Americans and the Pilgrims. Do you feel any way about the holidays coming up? Are you celebrating?
I'm gonna definitely get a plate from Mom's crib. I'm definitely gonna fellowship with the family.
Come on.
It has nothing to do with Christopher Columbus or the Pilgrims. I won't be bringing smallpox. But I definitely, wouldn't say celebrate, but I'm sure we're gonna get together and it's gonna be Thanksgiving. But
are we not supposed to celebrate the holidays?
You know, in this new wokeness, you know, we know what Thanksgiving really stood for. But I don't think that's a reason to go out your way to not spend time with your family in these crazy times. I think it's just about being aware of what the day represents and not, you know what I'm saying, carrying on that torch. But
I think that the bigger picture, white or black, is family unity and coming together, enjoying each other's company, food, laughs, love. I mean, you can break it down into a white and black thing. That's all we're doing nowadays. Every day, something is banned, not correct, per history, blah blah blah. But I think that the bigger picture is coming together with your family and enjoying each other's company and sharing that love with one another. And then, not never. And then, like with things that's going on now, most people are missing each other. You know what I'm saying? We've been stuck in a house, stuck apart. Nobody has time. Let's come together and love on each other. And that's what it is.
I'm like slightly different vein. Is that the bigger picture that we are all just gathering and enjoying each other's company? Yes,
get her, G.
Yes,
you set up one tonight. Get her.
Yes, we need one, right? Yes, we need to be with each other right now. But it's like, when you think about what the holiday represents, like this is why they changed Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day, right? Because this man came here, pillaged, raped, killed, and we celebrate him. Thanksgiving, we're celebrating a feast, a peaceful feast that the Native Americans and the Pilgrims had, where they offered them maize. And it's like, well, what does the holiday actually represent? Like, should we rebrand it? Should we call it something different? Should we claim it for our own? I'm all for things like that, but like to be like, we're celebrating Thanksgiving. I feel like sometimes when you blindly celebrate things or follow traditions, you're following in things that are like not steeped in anything authentic or like beautiful of like what a holy day should be. That's like my, I also think about Christmas time and like celebrating Kwanzaa. I don't know a lot of people who recognize it. I bought my, can't even remember the name of it. But I did buy it. It's the candle.
But you bought it.
The candles and the.
I brought my Kwanzaa candle holder.
What is it called? I forgot
What is the name of the Kwanzaa candle holder. I'm asking Siri.
Okay, thank you.
Hey Siri.
But I do want to be like, I do want to acknowledge those holidays more because I feel like it comes from an authentic place.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I want to scrap Christmas and Thanksgiving or anybody from sharing it with their family, but I do think we should be mindful.
Right.
And just like Julia said earlier, everything is energy. And it's like, what is the energy of the holiday that you're celebrating? Right. Do you believe in the holiday? Like, I was thinking about that. Like, I want to definitely like make sure we start some tradition.
But for me, it's enough. Like, okay, if we gather for Thanksgiving and we had this conversation, like, okay, if Thanksgiving it represents this, like we don't represent that, but have a plate. Like to me, if we're having a conversation and we're like aware, that is good enough. Because I'm like, even if we rebrand the holiday, we call Thanksgiving another day. Who is if we rebrand it and we call it another day? Who is still profiting from these holidays, like regardless of how much, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like as long as we know that we're aware of it, that's pretty much as we could do.
But are people aware of it? Like, do people acknowledge that around the holidays? They just
I mean, for me, I see on the internet, at least, I see a lot of like recognition, even for Columbus Day, like for when we had
come on, Kanara.
When we had Juneteenth.
Yes, thank you. Sorry.
So I just feel like that with that, I got thrown off. With Juneteenth, like basically the internet, we kind of keep everybody aware. At least they gonna keep you aware. Like, oh, today is Columbus Day when it stole. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like people are more aware than they have been in the past with the internet. You know what I'm saying? In tune, and I just feel like it's still, like Kim said, important to get with your family. If you feel like you want to go out your way and not celebrate Thanksgiving, then make a day where you still are able to do that. And why would you be the only one in the house because you want to be woke by yourself while everybody else is fellowshipping and eating because you don't believe in Thanksgiving? Like nobody does. We believe in being with our family and eating good food.
You got people who's down for that movement.
I know. I'm saying though, I think that's silly. So like, you're gonna go out your way to miss hanging with your family because you want to be woke when you could just go to the function and maybe spread some awareness and still get a good plate.
I'm a little tipsy now, but devil's advocate. So you just gonna sit home from the election and the polls so you can prove a point and be woke instead of voting with your family and being in camaraderie and solidarity?
I didn't go out my way not to vote. I told you there were some bumps in the road. So that's how that happened. Now you can take it how you wanna. And there's a lot of holidays I've missed too with my family this year. So take it and give it how you want it.
We got a holiday word.
We can go around and say what we're thinking for, and then platters on platters on platters. Xmas. Just as like Jesus wasn't born on January 25th. I mean on December 25th. But if I give you a gift, you're gonna say, "Oh no," because it's not even Jesus' birthday. You're gonna still say, "Thank you, Merry Christmas." So that's just how I feel about it.
I think you're right. I think it has to be like a mixture of both for me to make me feel comfortable. Like, yes, I want to get together with my family. I like making a bunch of food and eating with people. I like giving gifts to people because it's like a time of year where, you know, you make somebody feel special. I like the energy of it. But I also think it's important just to recognize, like, I'm celebrating Kwanzaa. I started like a couple of years ago. I'm putting up my candles. I'm like doing all the stuff. I'm going to remember it's a Kanara because that's respectful. I feel wild disrespectful right now. But I want to acknowledge that. I think it's important. And I do feel like that's something I can feel connected to because they're like the principles that are celebrated each of the days. It's like things that remind you to just be kind and thoughtful and caring and loving. And why not?
Yeah. Growing up, my grandma did have a Kanara and we would do Kwanzaa. She would try to acknowledge all of that. You know, she wanted us to be woke way back in 91. So I knew some things.
Shout out to
and I think that we're probably progressing towards making changes for all the holidays because like the whole topic is about people are woke and people don't like anything anymore and everything was rooted in darkness and slavery and bullshit. So I think that a lot of things will be changed. I don't think that should stop you. Like we'll move how the holidays move and change. And that's what it is. Like Christopher Columbus Day is Indigenous People Day. July 4th is Juneteenth. Like we're progressing towards, even though it's overwhelming, Jesus, we're progressing towards making the proper changes.
We better move the barbecue, move the cookout. I'm not celebrating another July 4th. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
And I think that we'll see that change. I think we'll see that change this coming year.
At my job, next year, we're getting Juneteenth off.
And that's it.
Oh, okay. I need to get on.
Remember, Trump promised that if you voted him in, but you motherfuckers didn't. So you better hope that Kamala and Biden got you for your day off, your acknowledged holiday.
And they better have that 1,200 if we got to go back and shut down.
No, I know more than that. But
okay. That is not something.
Come on, please don't.
Can't take it.
Can't take it.
I'm over all of it. Y'all don't. I mean, you do get cold weather, but anybody who gets cold weather, like this winter is going to be rough. Yo, I was dying. Somebody was like, "You think it's bad in the summertime? Wait until the winter where everybody has on masks and hoodies." Like, talk about scary.
Yeah, it's vicious out here.
For real, though.
Ooh, it's gonna get real in 2020. Even more real than it already has.
Realer than real.
And stuff. Is that all on the menu for the night?
It is. We have a little bit of an announcement that we want to make. Let's see. I'm going to remove y'all real quick. We have that at home Sunday brunch.
Come on, moderator.
Brunch. It ain't over. It ain't over. What does that mean to the people? It means that we are having our Sunday show. You can catch us on Sundays now. We will be having Sunday brunch with We Have That at Home. We mentioned it before, but you will hear us live within the next week or two. We want guests. We want the people. We want the real. So if you watch our show and you want to be included, hit us up. We might hit you up. And we'll have one topic per episode. And we'll discuss that one topic for the entire time. It's going to be a cute little 30 to 45 minute situationship. We're going to chit chat. We're going to drink some drinks, eat some eats. Enjoy our company because good food, good talk, good company. We have that at home.
Brunch.
It ain't over. That's not even part of the song, I don't think. We have a whole theme song coming for y'all. Super exciting. But yes, if you want to be a guest, we are having guests on. We have that at home on Sunday brunch. Sundays coming soon. Check the Instagram page _ we have that at home for details. And we will see y'all next time, family. Peace and love.